Hey guys, Katie here from Equestrian Movement, and I thought I'd give you a little sneak peek into what's behind closed doors in our training trainability program. So we're going to have a little click around and go into what our members get to play with. So this is our course, Training Trainability, which is developing our horses for the emotional resilience for training, and then teaching them coping mechanisms, building in rapport, relationship, trust, consent, willingness, being engaged in the training, all of those tools that we want that then make cue training really easy. So once our horse understands how to process our ask and seek the answer, once our relationship is solid, teaching them new things isn't the hard part. It's helping them cope with their emotional responses to us and their environment, coaching them through a better way to respond so that then they can deal with the different pressures that we put on them and expect of them when it comes to actual working. So we have our core foundations here, which you work through step by step. So we start with our first core principle of first do no harm, and so that's how you can look into your work with your horse to ensure that what you are asking of them is for their benefit mentally, physically and emotionally. Once we ensure that if you're having any behavioral issues, your horse is good to go, and we need to go and focus into more training aspect of it, then we're ready to start building on that. So pillar 2 is seeking connection. So this is where we start to develop that interaction with our horse of getting them to seek to have a relationship with us in different scenarios and examples of what that looks like. So we've got the different kinds of horses you may be interacting with, and we've got a video of horses that I have interacted with and how I build connection and relationship with them, into some breathing exercises. So we've got some trainings in that, and we have some video on body language for our horses, so that you can start interpreting some of the things that you are seeing with your horse and how you can help them. We also have some typical behavioral issues that might come up for you and how we correct them with video on me working with other horses. So for example, horses that might mouth, nip or bite, how we can work on creating licking, and then that can translate through to filling their emotional cup. So we have lots of these breakdowns here, and we add the video to it as well. So then we move through our foundations, our core pillars of creating a horse that's willing, engaged, consenting, relaxed and connected with us. We step into our leadership and boundary exercises, our confidence and trust exercises, and the end goal of what we're trying to achieve with everything that we're doing with our horses. The key learning outcome for training trainability is developing a securely attached horse that is happy, consenting, willing, and also able to communicate with us if they are overwhelmed or need extra support. Once we have this securely attached horse, then we can think about going into our exercises with our horses that can get them ready for being ridden. But we can also cue in tricks and other things that, like general horse husbandry cues that we may need to work with, like picking their feet up, brushing, rugging, drenching, like those kinds of things. So at any stage that we're in the process of going to work and we start to lose these pillars here, we 100% encourage you to start stripping back, and what you will end up finding is that you will develop a deeper connection. You'll establish yourself better as a leader. You'll build more confidence and trust in yourself and your horse, and then the attachment gets stronger. So it's not like one and done, work your way through these pillars, finished, you have your best working relationship with a horse. Anytime we increase our challenges and our expectations with our horses, we do stress the strength of the relationship, and we will need to come back and get it more solid than where we currently have it. So each month you get a lesson plan, and that lesson plan comes with a downloadable workbook. Let's see if we can find one to look at. Something that is actually in practice, because we do some theories as well. So it comes with a downloadable workbook, cueing your horse to lift their hoof up. So you get the full lesson plan. So what the objective is, prerequisites, explanation of how to do what you're doing, the what, the why, and the how. Different types of way you can cue it in, progressions once you've got it going, and then the lesson review. So what to ask yourself when you've finished that lesson. So you get that workbook, you can print it out, you can make yourself a folder, you can take it down to the barn. You can see that this is our list of lesson plans that we already have, and you can start practicing your lesson plans. At the end of each month we have a coaching call, which is first and foremost focused on the lesson plan for that month. So you can send in video of you working on it with your horse, and we can do some coaching that way. You can send in questions if you don't get video, or any other way that you need us to support you with that lesson plan, we can help you with. And then you can also say, for instance, you may not be working on the lesson plan for that month because it's either too advanced for you, or you're past it, or it's not something that you need to be focusing on right now. So you can also send in video or questions about any of the other coaching calls or anything that you're working on with your horse. In saying that, if you're working on something that doesn't have a lesson plan, we can write a lesson plan for the following month and give you a structured layout for how to implement what you're trying to teach your horse. So each month we have a group coaching call that we host on Facebook, so you can attend live, and we go through video of us implementing the coaching calls and use the videos that you send in, and we coach over the top of that. So you can have access to all of our previous coaching calls. So I think there's about 12 of them there. And then actually probably more by now. So you get access to all of our previous coaching calls and lesson plans when you join the membership. You get all of the lesson plans that we've already shared, and you get our core program structure. So just in case all of the information is too overwhelming and confusing, like, where do you start? And so you can work your way through these pillars, or you can find a lesson plan that you want to use when we have a look at our lesson plans. I don't know if this one's going to have prerequisites because we're coming back into work. Prerequisites. No, that one isn't a good example. So sometimes we don't have, some of the ones don't stick perfectly. Oh, that one's not going to stick to the layout either, because that is Jane's training on how to get quiet and relaxing with our horses. This one might work. So if we have our rib cage yield, that's our trainings on it. If we download the lesson plan, it lists out the course prerequisites, so where to go back to in those pillars within this course before you're ready to introduce this lesson plan. So this lesson plan is one of our hardest ones that you're going to want to implement on the ground, and so it's basically the prerequisite is the whole course. That's when there's so many prerequisites there. And then if you are getting into it, like, we've got some common mistakes that you will have come up as you're working on it, and then you can review the lesson and know where to strip back to. We've got the video of it in action, so we do little mini, so each month we get a mini training per week as well of either the lesson plan in practice or a training scenario that we've got with a new horse in practice where we're dealing with behavioral issues. And we do the mini trainings on that, so you have that additional. So that is a bit of a rundown over what our course looks like, and you get all of this for only $45 a month. $50 a month. The price went up this year. I think it's 50. Maybe it's 49. Can't remember. It will be in the link in the bio. So that is less than a lesson with me. For you to have a lesson with me at the moment, it's $85 for 45 minutes. So you can get literally, all of this information plus access to me in the Facebook group, and that's only $50 a month, and you get that hour of group coaching call. You get the mini trainings where you can send in video and I can coach over top of it. You get the lesson plans that you can take down to the barn to work through with your horses, and you can send in questions in video and get additional support on the implementation of these exercises. So if you've ever thought that you would like a bit of help, or you'd like to work with us, and maybe you just haven't found the right instructor yet, or maybe you haven't found one that aligns with your philosophies of how you would like to interact with your horse, just shoot us a message, and we can get chatting about best ways to support you, and if our methods and our membership would be of benefit to you and your horse and moving forward together. Thanks for watching. Bye.